Hi, I'm Richard Wheeler, and this is Richard Wheeler Works. It's a show where I work. I'm working on a long-term project called If I Could See What You See. It's a open source surveillance pedagogy project. Open source in two senses of the word. One, in the open source intelligence sense, information that is publicly available, and two, in the free and open source software sense of the term. Software that is, well, or information is the way I'm taking it, because it's not code per se. The pedagogy is standing in for the code here. And so it's about collaborative creation, co-creation of information. I've been working on the project since 2015. It's taken various forms. I worked on a residency in 2017 at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena in the Media Design Practices program, where I teach as an adjunct. And since then, I've worked on projects like this, like Richard Wheeler Works, where I'm trying to work out the kind of workflows that are necessary to process open source information and make sense of it. I did quite a lot of work in the beginning, finding videos, cutting them apart, re-editing them. Videos like this one here called Target Detection, where I'm taking sniper videos and making sense of them. So an example of an output. But what I've been working on really is trying to help define the inputs. There's a whole world today of distributed analysis of open source or found media. You see journalists do it, you see activists do it. It's moved outside of the work of intelligence agencies. And so I think it's very appropriate to use this methodology to watch people, essentially, to try to understand what surveillance is. If I Could See What You See and Richard Wheeler Works are inherently demystification projects. A lot of times when one perhaps thinks about surveillance, intelligence, it sounds very mysterious, dark, hidden. But my point of view is that a lot of what happens in the open, or you can find it, especially today. It may be surprising to many of you, but almost, more and more every day, military organizations, intelligence organizations have YouTube channels, Instagram accounts, recruiting, ask me anything, live streams on Reddit, everything. And, there's the old expression, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, what's secret for one secret organization may not be for another. And yet they do the same things. So by piecing together a bit of what is open here, a bit is what is open there, you can try to see the whole picture. And I believe, and what I try to present, is that picture is mostly pretty banal, because what we're talking about are jobs, and what we're talking about are knowledge work jobs, just like the jobs that many of us have today. It's taking bits of information, collecting them, tagging them, collating them, sorting them, processing them into reports, cleaning those reports up, disseminating those reports, briefing those reports, making sense of other people's reports, churning through that cycle. It's not that different. Sometimes the inputs are different, but sometimes they aren't. Information tends to be information, even secret information. So that's the project, that's the background to it. Richard Wheeler Works is an attempt to give me an opportunity to work through thinking about what is important and to do it basically out loud in a performative way, perhaps, but also just in a way that I'm capturing what I'm doing, both as work product. I'm looking at videos, I'm looking at Instagram feeds, but I'm also then able to have an interim product through the video and also get transcription, figure out what I'm actually doing, observe myself doing the work so that I can codify it and disseminate that. So there's a lot of self-referential layers in it, a lot of processes that are nested inside themselves. But that's the nature of the subject that I'm examining, so I think it makes sense. You can learn more about the project on my website here at richardwheeler.com. You can also, through that, get to the project GitHub wiki, where the outputs are. And this can give you some idea of both how to get started in learning about surveillance, but also in thinking about how to work in a project like this and make sense of it and create outputs. The wiki, the reason that I did this on GitHub was inherently to try to use a structure that's similar to open source software development. So it is live and available for collaboration. Give me a pull request. I'll see what I can do. That's the project. Welcome to it. Welcome to Richard Wheeler Works. Take a look at some of the previous videos, and we'll see where it goes together. Thanks.